Welcome to On the Way to School, your 6-minute daily boost for educators and administrators. I'm Christopher S. Dennis, and today, let's elevate our journey together. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to On the Way to School. I hope you're doing okay. Checking in on everybody since all the stuff has been going down with the wildfires. It looks like we're gonna actually come off of our red flag warning and the high winds and all of that. So that's a blessing to hear and know for today. So it's going to be exciting. Yesterday, Israel and Hamas reached an agreement on a ceasefire, and I think that is a huge deal. And I think that it's going to be wonderful for the lives to not continue to be lost to this conflict. So just a lot to be grateful for and happy about in this moment. So, but today I want to talk to you about video games. So, as a parent, as an educator, I try to find ways to connect to my kids, my students, but in the world of video games, I think we can use that as an analogy for life's lessons and how we can think about ways that we spend our time and energy. So, for example, in a video game, if you're from a particular generation, maybe it was Super Mario Brothers or maybe Street Fighter or something else, whatever the video game is. Consider how many times you play a video game and those repetitions of trying to figure out how to go from a beginner to be, kind of proficient in that work. And, I was talking to my youngest son, and I'm like, all of the reps that you're putting in on a video game, nowadays you can get paid and, you can be a well-known video gamer. You can be a part of an esports league. There's ways that you can actually use that as a field. But I'm like, the same way that we dedicate ourselves to playing a video game, we have those same opportunities, those same repetitions that exist in life. So if you've got a goal maybe we can swap out video game for a favorite TV show or a reality show or anything like that. Those reps that we are committed to having that consistent participation in that pastime, be it a video game or a program, what would it look like if we dedicated a similar portion of time to something that would be edifying or contributing to our ultimate personal fulfillment and goals? And for some, those things do. For some, those things do. But what would it look like if we committed ourselves to picking up the game controller of life or the remote control of life in our hopes and dreams to really build a body of work that reflects our true potential? How can we take those reps and turn them from just moments of kind of zoning out to growth opportunities? Turn those moments into growth opportunities. So it's helpful to evaluate how we spend our time and energy to really take it all in, And, because if you get a high score on a game because you've poured 16 hours in, that's awesome. But where could you have poured those 16 hours in to really doing some other things? And, it's just perspective, some perspective on that. Reps in the video game of life. How can we put the controller down to pick up, a life? And, I think it's just an analogy that came to me. When recently there was a video game that came out called NCAA football. When it came out, I forget when it came out, but it may have been spring break or summer break or something. And I literally, did the thing I'm talking about, folks. Like, I played that game, for a chunk of hours because I enjoyed it. It was like really fun to be able to have that, throwback to when I used to play football and all those things. And I knew, like, okay, I have a chunk of time that I'm going to pour into playing this game. I'm going to let it consume me. And then I'm not going to touch it for 6 months because I don't have that kind of time to dedicate to this as a practice. I'm going to indulge, maybe even binge a little bit on the gameplay, but then I'm going to have to put it aside because I have things I have to do. And it was good for me to know that I was going to engage, and it was good for me to also know that I'm going to put it aside and try to have a healthy breakup with it. But so where are you in the video game of life? What are some of the things that you're doing where you're getting a lot of reps at this thing, but it's not necessarily advancing what you're looking to do? And maybe it's time to decide, when are you going to put that controller down so you can get back to your goals and your focus. So hopefully that's something that sparks some thought for you this morning. And I hope you have a truly, truly wonderful rest of your week on the way to school. Take care. Thanks for joining me on the way to school. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep making a difference. I'm Christopher S. Dennis. See you tomorrow.